Fingers flew across the keyboard, each tap like a hammer blow to her resolve. A name, an age, a carefully curated persona. Not her. Someone new, someone irresistible. Her phone buzzed, his nightly text. Going to sleep, love you. She stared at the screen, a knot of dread twisting in her gut. This was wrong, this was dangerous. But was it the only way to expose the truth? He'd been distant, his phone a constant companion. Late-night whispers, hushed tones when he thought she was asleep. The deleted texts, the flicker of guilt in his eyes. She told herself it was her imagination, but the seed of suspicion had been planted, taking root in the fertile ground of her insecurities. "Who are you texting?" she'd asked, her voice trembling. "Just a friend," he'd mumbled, not meeting her gaze. But friends didn't send heart emojis at 3 a.m. Friends didn't make his eyes light up the way hers used to. His phone became her enemy, a silent sentinel guarding his secrets. She'd found herself scrolling through his social media, a pit of despair growing in her stomach with every like from a girl she didn't know. He'd started working late, his excuses flimsy at best. Big project, he'd say, his voice weary. But she could smell her doubt, acrid and choking. She needed answers, but the thought of confronting him filled her with a paralyzing fear. What if she couldn't handle the truth? The fake profile was her shield, a carefully constructed facade to protect her from the harsh reality she faced. It was a way to navigate the treacherous waters of his deceit without revealing her hand. She felt trapped, yet this gave her a sense of control. She crafted her messages carefully, each word a calculated move in a game she never wanted to play. Mirroring his interests, she played the role of the perfect woman, the one he seemed to crave. He responded eagerly, his words dripping with a flirtation she hadn't seen from him in months. It was as if he was a different person. "You're amazing," he wrote, the words sending a chill down her spine. She felt a mix of emotions torn between anger and sadness. "I've never met anyone like you," he continued, his messages filled with flirty emojis and suggestive language. They talked for hours, her stomach churning with each exchanged message. She felt a growing sense of dread. He confided in her, revealing insecurities he'd never shared with her. It was a twisted intimacy, built on a foundation of lies. But as the days turned into weeks, she realized the most disturbing truth of all. He wasn't a monster. He was just a man, flawed and weak, tempted by the allure of something new. She saw his vulnerability, his loneliness, and it made her question everything. Was she any better for deceiving him in return? It was a painful realization, but one that brought a strange sense of clarity. They were both caught in a web of lies, each trying to find something real. In the end, she knew she had to make a choice, to continue the charade or to confront the truth, no matter how painful it might be. He was just a man, flawed and weak, tempted by the allure of something new. And she was just a woman, trying to find her way through the darkness. "Let's meet," he'd typed, the words sending a jolt of adrenaline through her. She stared at the message, her mind racing with possibilities and fears. The anticipation was almost unbearable, a mix of excitement and dread swirling inside her. She'd known this was coming, had even craved the validation it would bring. Every text, every call had led to this moment. She felt a rush of happiness, a sense of being wanted and seen. But now, faced with the prospect of their deception colliding in the real world, she felt a surge of panic. The reality of meeting him was daunting. What if he wasn't who he said he was? What if she wasn't who he expected? What had she gotten herself into? The questions swirled in her mind, each one more troubling than the last. She felt trapped by her own decisions, unsure of what the future held. She chose a crowded coffee shop, a neutral ground for their confrontation. The noise and bustle provided a comforting backdrop, a buffer against the intensity of their meeting. He arrived first, his eyes scanning the room, a hopeful smile playing on his lips. He looked around, searching for her, his expression a mix of eagerness and anxiety. She watched him from afar, her heart pounding against her ribs. She felt a mix of fear and longing, unsure of how to approach him or if she even should. He looked different, younger, more carefree. The man she saw now seemed almost like a stranger, yet so familiar. This was the man she'd fallen in love with, the man she thought she'd lost. Seeing him brought back a flood of memories, both sweet and painful. Seeing him now, knowing the truth, she felt a wave of nausea wash over her. The reality of their situation hit her hard, leaving her feeling unsteady and unsure of what to do next. She approached him slowly, each step heavy with the weight of her secret. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing the gravity of what she was about to reveal. The air around them seemed to thicken, charged with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. His smile faltered as he recognized her, his face draining of color. The realization hit him like a tidal wave, washing away the facade he had so carefully maintained. He knew that this moment was inevitable, yet he had hoped it would never come. The truth hung between them, thick and suffocating. It was a barrier neither of them could cross, a chasm filled with the weight of their shared history and the lies that had kept them apart. "You?" he choked out, his voice barely a whisper. The word was laden with disbelief and a hint of betrayal, as if he couldn't fathom the reality unfolding before him. She didn't need to say anything else. Her silence spoke volumes, a testament to the pain and disappointment she felt. It was a silence that screamed louder than any words ever could. His shame was a confession in itself. He couldn't meet her eyes, the weight of his guilt pulling his gaze to the ground. It was a silent admission of his failures and the choices that had led them here. Tears welled up in her eyes, hot and stinging. They were tears of sorrow, of lost dreams and broken promises. Each tear was a testament to the love she had given and the pain she now endured. She'd wanted him to be better, to choose her. She had hoped against hope that he would rise above his flaws and be the man she believed he could be. But hope can be a cruel mistress, often leading us to the brink of despair. But in the end, he'd chosen the lie, the fantasy. He had opted for the easy path, the one that required no courage or integrity. It was a choice that spoke volumes about his character and the life he wanted to lead. And in doing so, he'd shattered hers. Her heart lay in pieces, each fragment a reminder of the trust he had broken and the love he had squandered. Would you risk it all to uncover the truth? Would you dare to face the consequences, knowing that the revelation could destroy everything you hold dear? Would you dare to peek behind the curtain, even if it meant destroying everything you held dear? The truth is a double-edged sword, capable of both setting you free and cutting you deeply. The answer, my friend, is a reflection staring back at you from the dark abyss of your own heart. It is a question only you can answer, a journey only you can undertake.